Welcome back to Pro League, everybody. Pro League.
Pro League.
Pro League. My name is Valdez, and with me is Moonglade. We are casting SK Telecom T1 versus StarTale-yoe with a current 2-0 lead by SK Telecom T1.
Indeed, we are Valdez. Classic versus Life up now. Classic only played one PvZ this season, losing to Rogue in a wonky game where Rogue went for some hatches in the main after a cannon rush.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
That game was insane, man. That actually got like a highlight, I believe.
Yeah,
I saw it on Twitter.
That was a weird game.
Classic actually went for a cannon rush with double probe. It finally got like kind of held off, but Rogue, he had a couple of drones out on the map, and he's like, well, what do I do with these? I guess I'll just double proxy hatch your main.
That's right. Super weird, but great sort of on-the-fly sort of thoughts from Rogue to win that game.
Yeah.
Here's Life. 3-2 this season, 1-1 versus Protoss. Very emotional song to bring him into this.
Yeah, interesting. It says, because you're my girl.
He has a girlfriend now. That's right. You
Makes sense. Oh, my God.
Remember that?
We are on the case, Moonlight, tonight.
In the MVP.
Solving all the problems.
Didn't he say this in the MVP
I believe so,
interview?
Yeah.
Well, there you go, guys.
Life, another guy who loves to control the game and just be off the cuff. Can he do the same to Classic that Rogue did? Let's jump into game number 3 between Classic and Life. Up here in the top right, the Protoss player in red, it is Classic.
Down here, bottom right, it's Life. World champion of 2014. I have his toothbrush at home.
Do you now?
I kept it when he went to DreamHack Winter, and he stayed in my room for one night.
Wait, did you really?
Yeah. He forgot it. I kept it. It's still in my apartment.
Moonlade's a true fan.
Yep. No one else has that except his girlfriend, maybe.
Maybe. Well, jumping into this map, it's Deadwing, a very big map, and the possible spawns are cross spawns or vertical spawns, and we do have vertical spawns here.
We do have vertical spawns. Definitely opens up to more aggression early on. We are seeing that first-person view at the start of the game, so we can see how they spam their workers, where they move their scouting probe and drone.
Only the important things here are Pro League for you guys. I want to make sure you get to see everything that happens in the first 3 minutes.
Where's that second overlord going, guys? Let's have a look. It's almost out of the main base. Where are you
Oh, it just went off the screen. We're going to be gone.
Where's it going? I don't know, Valdez. But somewhere interesting. It's going to be scouting out the natural base of Life, looking for perhaps cannons? Cannons are common on this map, Valdez. We did see Classic go for a cannon rush just the other day, where he did lose to Rogue.
Yeah, but this time it seems like we have a bit of a mix-up. If I'm not mistaken. Yes, we do have a Nexus first.
A bit of a wonky-do. Going for that Nexus first. Not a bad choice considering. Life as well, though, going for that double hatch before pool.
So, well read, even though he hasn't scouted it just yet. Kind of noticing that no probes perhaps are by his base, and he's like, oh, he's not cannon rushing. I can go for double hatch before pool.
That natural overlord is going towards the third base now, Valdez. This is what the first-person view does for us this early on.
This is what we need to know.
Thank God for first-person view. I don't want to see it in the late game, though, because that'll just throw me off.
Yeah, we would never want to see that, man. No one's even asked for that as well, no.
I mean, I look at Reddit every day, and I have not seen...
haven't seen anything.
Anyone talk about health bars or...
especially not health bars.
Or when the first-person view is...
have not seen multiple threads about that.
I mean, I have no problem with health bars. I got the Observer PC. I see everything, man. I'm not complaining.
Oh, God, Moonblade.
But here we go. It is that gateway before Forge, before... well, it was Nexus before Gateway. But the Gateway is finished. Cybercore on the way. Have to wait and see exactly what Classic has planned this game against someone like Life. Not a bad idea to do a timing on this map. Considering these vertical spawns, a lot easier than cross map. This kind of positions as well give Zerg the opportunity to go for a much easier sort of swarm host play. If they so choose that. I feel like Life's swarm host play is definitely one of his weaker sort of styles. He doesn't use it that much at all. And when he does, he doesn't seem to win that often.
Yeah, very true. I actually wouldn't like to see it too much here. You know, like you were saying, the positions are pretty good, but not his best build to be exact. I believe we were watching Snoot's stream, was it? Together, and he actually went swarm host on this map. That guy is actually insane with swarm host.
That guy goes swarm host on every map, and I love him for it. I love watching his stream so much.
Yeah, man, it's even fun for me. Like,
you just see all these units get pulled into the locusts over and over again until the Protoss leaves, and I think that's fantastic. I wish I could play
exactly what you want to see, man.
I wish I could play swarm host that good. We are seeing a very, very fast, extremely fast third base from Classic as well. Two Zerglings can actually do a lot of damage to a sentry. He's got to be careful. Does not want to lose it.
The Micro on the sentry.
He might.
Oh, second sentry comes in here.
Should be enough to keep him alive. 8 HP. 8 HP left. And Forge goes down front. Definitely one of the great advantages of this map. Big ramp in front of the third base.
Life's looking to punish this. This is a very, very greedy opening out of Classic.
It is greedy, but, I mean, how much can he really do? If he can get in there before Warp Gate is finished, and it is almost finished now, maybe he can do something, but there's still 3 sentries, 3 force fields at the very least. He's not going to be finding much.
Yeah. Regardless, though, he has made a huge swell of lings. Maybe just reading into this too much. Thought he could do some more damage. But like you were saying, this is not going to do much. As long as he puts down a good force field. Does save both sentries, it looks like, yeah. But now Life is going to get to work on that one weak pylon, actually, there on the left side.
Yeah, forcing maybe some awkward warp-ins. And definitely getting rid of all the sentry energy while he drones up that third base. Only on 1 gas for now. What will Life's follow-up be? He does have a Roach Warren, but I think it's more of a safety Roach Warren than anything else.
Trying to come in here once again with the lings, but this time the force field is good. And with the cannon there this time, it's going to be pretty easy to hold this one off. Warps in some more sentries even. He should be just fine.
Now I wonder if we're going to see a Twilight go down from here. It wouldn't be a bad choice. We are seeing that Robo being added. But you know what? Link Stalker wouldn't be a bad move. We did see, I believe it was Zest go for Blink Stalkers on this map against the Zerg in recent times.
Yeah, he went for that Oracle opening, 3-gate into third base.
In these exact same positions, or maybe reversed.
Yeah, reversed. Zest was on the bottom.
And there's that Twilight. Shortly after that Robo.
That +1 about finished. Getting pretty close. That Twilight Council timing is almost exactly lined up with that +1 finishing. Maybe if he throws a chrono boost on it.
All right, we'll see. We're going Roach speed. We're getting borrowed. So Life gearing up for his Ling Roach kind of pressure, aggression. Do whatever he can find. Maybe he wants to try and hit the Protoss as they move out. And Classic definitely intends to. With Blink on the way. Warp Prism on the maps very shortly. +2 no doubt going to be upgraded next very quickly. And 3 gateways added. So I sense a timing attack, Valdez.
Yeah, man. Would have to agree with you there. I was wondering if you saw that Warp Prism. He does now. And he's got to know some funny businesses out on the map. Doesn't see all the tech, of course, but he knows there's a Warp Prism coming his way. Hallucination Scout is going to come in first. See what kind of defense is here.
This is kind of the time that you wish you went Swarm Host, because Swarm Host does absolutely fantastic against this kind of build. If you get them out in time, Locusts do great against gateway units in general, and especially against the likes of Stalkers. We are seeing the Robo Bay being added on as a late addition, perhaps as a follow-up, perhaps in case Classic does see Swarm Host on the map. And oh no, that is not a good position for an infestation pit.
No, it is not. He may actually want to just focus that down. He's got so many force fields, he can stay here for so long. And look at this. A bunch of Zealots coming into the main at the same time. 7 of them. Life's just going for a counterattack in the meantime. What has he got back at home? No sentries.
Oh, can be a bit of a mistake. We do see so many Zealots targeting down the lair at the same time. That counterattack in the third base of Classic, not finding much.
Not finding much indeed. A lot of warpins there as well. Although this does get cleaned up in the main. So at least they do trade for now.
They do trade. Not too much damage done by either. Some Burrowed Roaches in the natural of Classic.
Yeah, this is actually going to hold Classic back for a while. He had a big army out on the map with a ton of force fields right behind that. He did get that infestation pit, something to note. And that's going to cause Life to remake that now.
Second Robo facility being put down. And we are seeing Colossi production. Going to get going to that very, very strong Blink Stalker. Colossi going to be doing great against what Life has so far. Life hasn't really decided what he's going to go into next. I feel like it was going to be some sort of infestation tick, whether it was going to be Tier 3 or Swarm Host. From here, probably Swarm Host. But we already see Classic gearing up for such a fantastic sort of composition to deal with that early on. And there's that Enduring Locust upgrade.
Here we go, guys. Got some Swarmos on the way. Not yet on the production tab, but like you were saying, the upgrade is on the way. We do have a huge counterattack coming once again from Life. This is what he loves to do. Looks like there's a probe down there looking to take a 4th base, but Life is going to put that to a stop, or he may just want to go straight for the front. There is a Colossus here. If he could break through, possibly target it down.
Ooh. The Roaches have fire movements as well. Can go under that force field at the same time. We do see a lot of damage on the 3rd and 4th base of Life. So Life going to have to really make something happen this time.
Yeah, he's got to do a ton of damage here. Even his 4th base, it looks like, is under attack at the same time. You can see on the minimap, these Roaches do take down a Colossus, but he's lost his 3rd base. Now the Roach is still in the main base here of Classic, trying to do some damage. Will get cleaned up for now. I feel like this 3rd base going down, though, is pretty big for Life. He doesn't want to lose that right now. He's still got a really nice position behind that 3rd base as well. Classic does.
You never want to be on 3 bases against a Protoss that's on 3 bases. It's probably the worst thing in the universe. Losing that base, it's so hard to hold onto this base in these positions. Dealing with Blink Stalkers like that. And nice work from Life, though, in the main base. Clearing out a lot of probes. 12 probes, same time. Counterattack on the 3rd base once again.
Trying to do some damage. The first Swarm Hosts are beginning to come out, but it's not enough. And he's got a lot of force field sailors still, but a lot of these sentries are being focused down by the Roaches. Very nicely done. It's going to make it much harder for the Swarm Hosts to be dealt with no Colossi to join those Stalkers yet.
Still, that 3rd base has not been remade for Life either. Life trying his best to kill that Colossi. Still on 58 HP though. Will not be finding that kill, and Life wants to push the aggression. Moving up with Roaches and more Swarm Hosts. This is going to be such a hard push against 2 Robo Colossi. It's probably the hardest thing in the world to do, and most likely destined for failure. It should not work. But I mean, with these constant Roach harasses in every base with these Burrowed Roach, there is potential.
There's potential indeed, and if there's one player to make it work, I think it is Life. But like you were saying, not the greatest position for him right now. Still waiting to put down or remake that 4th base. And he still just has not done it yet. Classic, in the meantime, still has that probe waiting to put down the 4th. He's been waiting an eternity.
He actually has a 5th Colossi at the back of his natural that he isn't using with his army composition as well. Could really use that right now. He would have 5 Colossi in his ball. Upgrading +3 and making 2 more Colossi. He's going for like the hardest counter to what Life has planned. And Life still miles away from Hive, so he doesn't have Vipers, which are going to really help out in dealing with the Colossi. There's no way that really Life can fight this army head on, and there's only one direction this army is going, and it's right down the middle of the right side to fight these Swarm Hosts. Once you have at least 3 Colossi, you can effectively wipe out Lucas without taking too much damage.
Yeah. I mean, there are a decent amount of Swarm Hosts so far, so it is going to delay Classic at least, but he is making that slow push across. I mean, these Locusts aren't going to last forever. Meantime, we got another drop coming in. Looks like it's going to go towards that 4th base. What does Life have to respond? Nothing just yet. Just one Swarm Host there, rather.
Oh, finding the 6th and 7th Colossi, claiming both of them. What a counterattack, doing more damage than he could have ever imagined from this point on.
Oh, but he's going to lose his 4th base here.
Yeah.
Target that down with those Zealots. Pick up and get out of there.
Luckily, his 3rd base just finished in time, so we can saturate that instead. And now, Life's counterattacks definitely keeping Classic in his base, which is quite an amazing feat in itself, considering the army that Classic has at this point. It's really just a matter of him moving across the map before Vipers are out, I think is the one timing that he'd really want to go for. But he is researching Storm now, so he does have a backup plan. He's going to get into that Templar tech and definitely have the ability to fight against Vipers as well.
Some Roaches coming in for another counterattack. If they could possibly focus down that Nexus, could be a huge boon. Delay that 4th base coming in for the Protoss. That is a death sentence for the Zerg. They never want to see that 4th base. So he does get it canceled, but again, a lot of these Roaches will go down in the meantime.
Once all these Roaches have gone down, it's going to give Classic the supply lead again. Life trying to stabilize. He does have a lot of Swarm Hosts. Currently 17, 2 Vipers on the map. Going to need all the Vipers he can get to pull this many Colossi. We already have 4 Templar with this army, but are going to make things just a little bit harder. Sorry, 6 Templar, and they have Storm.
Here we go. More Roaches coming in for more counterattack pressure. Does get those canceled, but he will go down.
I cannot believe that he's actually finding ways to make these Roaches work. It's such like an easy choke to defend against. It's 1 choke to 4 bases, but still, these Roaches are finding ways in.
Well, here comes the big push. Classic doesn't want to wait anymore. He doesn't want to sustain any more harassment. He wants to do harassment of his own while moving out on the map. He's got such a huge number of Colossi as well as those Templar that you were mentioning. We're going to need to see some God pulls here out of Life.
God pulls indeed. The Abducts, they're looking for it now. And 2 feedbacks, but he does get actually 2 Colossi. Only 1 going down. Every Locust has dropped as well. So this is going to give Classic an opening to get rid of all the static defense. And hopefully, for his sake, jump on top of these Swarm Hosts.
He needs those Locusts to pop. Here they are. Now you want to get out of there. The Storms are going down on a lot of those Swarm Hosts in the front. Some Roaches trying to get a nice concave in the meantime. But again, a lot of Colossi in the back. There's just so much DPS in this army right now.
He did maintain all his Swarm Hosts but 1, so he can repopulate these Locusts. And here they come again. But can he actually get this base in time and get out alive?
Looks like he will. Time Warp will go down. He's trying to focus down the Hive in the meantime. That's a lot of Zealots.
That is a lot of Zealots, and it should claim the Hive.
Those Roaches not doing the best job of targeting them down. It is so close, and he is going to get it.
No more Vipers for Life. Now, this could be the very last wave of Lucas we see. Roaches are going to try and do some damage while they last, and these Swarmos are going to have to pull back.
Not pulling back just yet. Roaches trying to delay, trying to buy some time. They do take down 1 of the Colossi. But again, this is not enough. GG. Classic able to take down Life. Not what I expected, man, but he's able to do it. And that's a 3-0.
That is a 3-0.
For SK Telecom. So Legend gets his wish.
Legend does get his wish. He gets to go home early and not age another day. Fantastic work from SKT. Looking very well prepared today. He puts up his finger.
That he does. That is such a big win for SK Telecom, actually. They're going to push way ahead here. They're going to get first place. And StarTale-yoe is going to fall, actually, to 3-2 with a negative indicator. So, not looking as good for them as it originally did.
They really brought out such a sick lineup today with Dream, Dark, and Classic. And, I mean, Dream and Dark really finding the matchups they wanted, I think.
Yeah. Dark keeps coming out on Foxtrot Labs. He looks so comfortable on that map, actually. Really liking his play today, as well as Dream. Dream is just impressing me every time I see that guy. Yeah. Really love the fact that he just like switched over to SK Telecom and he's just beginning to like burst and bloom into this amazing player, into this amazing flower. I'm just loving his play so far.
Yeah, he really does have some inspirational turn versus Zerg. Unfortunate for Life, though, he did show a very entertaining game despite his kind of situation. Some really impressive counter-attacking on his part, considering the map and positioning. It's so hard to find your way in with Roaches, but he still made it work, and he he prolonged the game far longer than I thought was possible.
Yeah, that he did. But again, you got to really hand it to Classic there. Some really nice defensive play, dealing with all that annoying harassment, eventually building up a big enough army there on 3 bases to go for the kill. And there you have it, guys, on the screen. Dream takes out Leenock, Dark takes down San, and Classic takes out Life for the 3-0. And SK Telecom will move into first place.
They will indeed. Very nicely done. What a great day it has been today, Valdez.
Yeah. Even though it wasn't the kind of back and forth day or half we got here from SK Telecom, still a lot of great games. And as I was saying before, SK Telecom Team 1 just move into first with a huge lead in the indicator points. That is 5 more than CJ Entis right now.
Yeah, that is a huge lead. That's going to give them a lot of leeway. Coming into next week, they can afford to lose games at this point. Very, very comfortable.
And looking at like Jinner, Green Wings, and StarTale-yoe, they're both 3-2, but 8 indicator points difference. Pretty insane, man.
Yeah, definitely seeing the stronger teams come out in these early days. Still a long way to go, Valdez. Quite possible for some comebacks. Prime obviously has the longest way to go. They're a decent start today.
Yeah, at least able to take that first win against KT Rolster. The KT Rolster fans and coaches definitely not so happy, I have to imagine. And here we go, taking a look at the winners rankings. Zest going down to Creator twice today. Does not get another win. Stays at 5 wins. He's now 5-4. And I think he's played the most out of any other player. He's played 9 games so far.
That's definitely one way to put your player ahead, is just play him all the time in every match. And there's a good chance you will get higher the ranks, because it is all about the wins, not about the losses.
Yep.
Unless there's 2 players with the same stats.
Play him once in the beginning. Play him in the ace match. SK Telecom has already have a bunch of ace matches. Sent out Zest a lot of the time. Dark achieving another win here. Does go up